Welcome back for another Sandbox update. We've got a new developer blog to go over. There's a lot of good stuff in this blog. Before we get to that, quick recap of everything that has been going on over the past week. Early access keys were handed out on April 19th to a select few developers. Some of the developers received 5 keys to hand out to their friends. Since then, keys have been trickling out every day through a sort of nomination system. Existing key holders can nominate a user in the Discord, and if FacePunch likes the nomination, or if they get enough nominations, they get a key. This devblog is unique in 2 ways. 1, it is the first devblog since being posted since the release of early access keys, and 2, there are a ton of developers posting what they've been working on in this blog. 6 different FacePunch developers have been working on Sandbox. Usually it's just been 2 or 3, Garry, Layla, Sam, but now we have 6. Alright, let's hop right into this blog. We've got a lot to cover. Scaling. Layla added a scaling tool to the sandbox mode, and what this does is increases or decreases the scale of entities. As you can see in this clip, the scaling tool unintentionally worked on players as well. They were going to patch it out, but decided it was kind of funny, so they kept it. Layla has also been working on explosives. Quote, explosion data can be set in model doc. If the entity is a prop, it will use that data to apply forces and deal damage within a radius. Layla has also been working on light entities. Quote, dynamic lights can be created very easily. We have point lights, spotlights, and ortho lights. It's as simple as creating the entity and setting their light properties, and then he has some example code for developers if they want to create a light entity in their game mode. Layla has also implemented a gravity modifier for props. As you can see in the clip here, there is an arrow, and the direction the arrow is pointing is the direction the gravity goes for all these props in the scene. Let's take a look at what Garry has been working on. The first thing is the developer site. Quote, I spent the first couple of weeks of April setting up the Sandbox developer site, which lets people upload their games and maps. Now, one of the first things that I did when I received Sandbox Early Access was check out the developer's site. As you can see here, there is a really nice control panel for managing your content. You can create organizations, which would be like a team of developers, and you can add content to an organization such as maps and game modes. And after you've created a new map or a game mode on the developer control panel, you can configure the name, the description, a cover image, and a background image, and all of this stuff will display in-game when people are browsing through the game modes. There's also a variety of release dates for your content, so you can choose to have it shown to the public or hidden. Other than that, Garry has been putting in a ton of work tracking issues and fixing bug reports and just working with the community and the developers to get Sandbox in a state that is, well, much better than it was before. The first day of early access, there were quite a few issues. Hotload wasn't working. You couldn't even open Hammer Editor. There was just a bunch of issues that had to be ironed out. And I guess this is the reason that FacePunch decided to give keys out to developers, was so they can get these issues all fixed. Louis Turner, aka Backscratch, aka the level designer, has been working on some levels for Sandbox. Quote, I spent most of the month creating a couple of visually pleasing maps, trying to help nail down the style for our levels while also giving some variety in level design. As far as I can tell, a significant portion of the level design effort so far has gone into the deathmatch game mode. The maps are looking quite nice, however, maybe they are lacking a little bit in color. Up next in the devblog is Kana, who was recently hired at FacePunch to assist in the development of Sandbox. His role is to sort of create game modes and toy around with the Sandbox API to determine what is broken, what could be better, and the way he's accomplishing this is to simply develop game modes and get his hands dirty with the API and see what it's all about. He has been working on a hidden game mode based on the classic hidden game mode in Garry's mod, and also a pool game mode. Up next in the devlog is concept art posted by Howie, and all it is a single image. This concept art was created in Blender, and it's looking, I don't know, it looks pretty good to me. I like it. It's very interesting. You've got a giant Terry standing in the background. His eyes look like, I don't know, he's fucked up somehow. Maybe he's on drugs, or he's just obsessed with that ball. And then you've got a tiny Terry that's kind of just watching, probably a little bit scared of the giant in the background. Citizen V2 by Maxime. Quote, Taylor and I have been working on refining the Citizen models so that it can be a much better foundation going forwards, not only for ourselves, but also for everyone wishing to create clothing, animations, and other content for these funky little fellas. Basically, they are revamping the Citizen model, giving some slight visual improvements, but the main idea is to improve the inner workings of the model, so that way it's better for handling attachments, clothing, animations, etc. So it seems everything is going swimmingly over at FacePunch. Things are chugging along. More developers are getting put on Sandbox. They're creating stuff. Everybody's having a great time, especially us developers, the Facepunch developers, creating game modes and experimenting with the API and Source 2. And in my opinion, releasing early access to developers early on has been excellent for the game, fixing and reporting bugs and basically forcing Facepunch to get everything working properly, because of course, if you release the game to people you don't want it to be broken, you have to address their bug reports. And it's better for the gamers and everybody else as well, because the faster the game gets developed, the faster it gets released. That wraps up the blog post. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell button to receive notifications when I post a new video. I'll be covering S&box as it develops. Check me out on Twitter, twitter.com/Crayz not crazy, where I am posting very frequent updates, videos and screenshots, all that good stuff. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.